Alpha male is now desperate after destroying his life by Atozy. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
This self-proclaimed alpha male is now desperate after destroying his life. Essentially, he's trying every trick in the book to avoid getting exposed and possibly locked up again, but things aren't looking that good for him, and it seems like he's trying to sell whatever he can. And his civil case, he's stalling. Criminal case, delaying that too. Divorce case, yeah, that thing's dragging on longer than his motivational speeches.
What the
it's
fuck?
It's my childhood trauma. Shut up! Get to work!
Look at all those veins. This is so... Ooh, this is so... Ew. I don't find this pretty. You guys find this now. I find this so... Oh god, like, this is so ugly.
And he's still spiraling on Instagram like a knockoff Andrew Tate with anger problems. But if you've never heard of Wes Watson, congratulations for having some peace in your life.
I'm Wes Watson. Everybody knows who I am.
The dude's a former prison inmate who rebranded himself as a life coach by screaming at people from the front seat of a Rolls Royce. His entire brand is based on being a real tough guy and telling you that you have to take so much personal responsibility that you get sick of it. And now, ironically, the one person who refuses to take any personal responsibility is himself. And Wes
he clearly doesn't seem the best example around of taking responsibility for one's actions. Like,
owns that gym, but apparently treats it like a Fight Club edition, because here's what allegedly happened. Hakeem says that Wes was challenging people to fights via Instagram DMs, and Wes dared him to show up to the gym. When he did, Watson and his crew allegedly jumped him. We're talking about punching, dragging, hair pulling, literally WWE minus the costumes.
He said he wanted to fight me. I came to the gym and they jumped me. Like, two of the guys, they're hitting me with a weight, and then he hit with a weighted belt. Pulling my hair, like,
but what is the purpose? I don't think I understood. Please let me know in the comments if you guys understood it.
Are you sure? Because there's cameras and everything.
They literally attacked me. They hit me first.
And the gym footage shows Watson with a weighted belt, 3 other guys, and a man getting repeatedly attacked while pinned to the floor. Wes claims that all of this was self-defense, and the footage kind of says otherwise. But first, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Incogni. So look, at this point, it feels like every month now there's a new data leak, and thanks to Incogni's new custom removal feature, you can now point to any sketchy people's search site or random web page exposing your info, and Incogni will go after that site and have your information taken down.
I don't know, man. I've seen this Incogni in other YouTubers doing ads for them, but I don't know. Did you guys ever tried using this at all? Like, this is really works like that. I find it so much like I just don't think that there is like a service that can just do that as simple as this. Like, I don't even know if there is actually a service out there that can do this, that can do such a thing. For real, for real. I find very hard to believe that you just select that and poof, gone, like disappeared. All your worries and all your problems just disappeared with one or two clicks, you know. Like, I find it very, very hard to believe. I don't know. I'm not saying that the service is bad or anything. I never use. I have no idea. Okay, I just want you guys to, if someone out there of my audience, if you guys have ever used this, please let me know your opinion about it in the comments. Does it really works? How do you guys know if that's actually working? Like, he just shows you like, oh, we took off like all of this, like 10,000 like 12,835 like threads using your info from the internet. But how do you prove that? I don't know if it's like that. I'm just supposing. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Just let me know in the comments if you guys ever use this. I'm very curious about it.
Information is probably out on the internet for someone to find if you've done any online shopping or signed up for T-App. And if you use Incognito, you've essentially given it a perpetual quest line to take down all unwanted information about you on the internet, because unfortunately, data brokers are the problem. That's why you've been spammed by all sorts of telemarketers and scammers, because data brokers, they take your information from various sites and they sell them to the highest bidder. The only problem is there's just way too many of those sites, and you're gonna have to email every single one a takedown request of your information, and before you know it, you'll be spending more time doing that than a part-time job. But that's where today's sponsor Incognito comes in, because as I mentioned earlier with the quest analogy, they manage all that for you or your family, as they just have introduced an unlimited family plan where they can scan the internet for your information and automatically send takedown requests. And they will keep checking for you to make sure you don't get put back into the system. I've now been using Incognito for about 1.5 years now, and I've already had 724 data collectors take my information down, which has saved me roughly 543 hours. So hey, I'm happy there's at least a solution to this massive problem. So if you want to start taking your online privacy more seriously, you can go to incognito.com/Atozy and use code Atozy for 60% off. I've seen it firsthand. Data brokers.
I don't know, he says that he's using this for 1 year or so, but I don't know, it shows like a number there, it's just like I thought, but how do you know if that is even real, if they actually remove that? I don't know, I just don't, but please let me know in the comments if you guys have something to add about, I know, something to sum up on this conversation. I'm really interested in something like this, if that works, you know. I don't know, you guys know I'm very weak with ads, okay?
Brokers
You
do
guys
not
know
give
that.
up easily, but Incognito does the annoying work for you. For me, the service has already been a massive win because the spam calls I used to get multiple times a day have pretty much vanished. But unfortunately, that's just the tip of the iceberg for what data collectors collect, because the crazier stuff, that would be your shopping habits, address, social security number, and an employment history. So I'm grateful Incognito actually wanted to support the channel and allow me to promote a product that I personally use and enjoy. If you think Incognito can help you, you can go to incognito.com/Atozy by clicking the link right down below to start taking your personal data off the market. But without further ado, let's continue the video. Miami police, they sided with the victim and arrested Watson on April 9th for aggravated assault and battery. The battery charge got dropped, but the assault case, that's still alive, and so are the civil suit and Watson's very public meltdown. So since then, Watson has done what any self-proclaimed alpha male would ever do. He's whined about it on Instagram a whole bunch. He also managed to completely ignore the civil lawsuit that followed, where Hakeem sued him for physical, emotional, and financial damages. Watson then got served with a suit, did absolutely nothing about it, and as a result, the court issued a default judgment, which basically means, yeah, congratulations, you automatically lost. So I mean, that would be a massive wake-up call for essentially anyone, but not for Wes Watson. He's the self-proclaimed alpha male here, so instead of, you know, locking in legally and getting that sorted, he went to his new Instagram account because his old one was deleted, and he complained about getting his old Instagram account deleted and about his height, you know, because he has the best priorities in the world, apparently.
God.
Lames
Oh my
out there
God. It's
who
not
try to
close.
silence a real message don't want to happen, but we'll just always work around it. So that's what you guys got to realize. You guys got to realize that there is always a way around everything.
And then came the racism scandal, because he allegedly DM'd the UFC fighter Kevin Holland, calling him a toad, which, as it turns out, is prison slang for a black inmate. And I guess he also, on top of that, offered him a KFC gift card. So not only is he a self-proclaimed alpha male, but he is also a self-proclaimed funny man. This is just not something an extremely successful individual will do with their time, but who knows? Maybe that's all a charade as well. It kind of seems like it. Because basically, this guy is doing everything except focus on the case against him. So now that the pressure's on, Wes is essentially doing what all the alleged frauds eventually do. They delay everything and pray the truth just doesn't catch up to them. So, according to John Bravo, Wes's legal team, they've filed a motion to stay in the civil case. That is
Very,
lawyer
very
speak
common
for,
move, by the way.
can we pause this for a second while we sort out this criminal case over here? Thank you. So here's John Bravo's lawyer talking about that here.
So Wes's legal team filed a motion to stay in the civil case. Now, what does that mean? Essentially, what they're asking the judge to do is pause the civil case until the criminal trial finishes. You might be asking why. Why would a court ever do that? It's actually standard procedure because of the Fifth Amendment. Wes is looking at a felony battery charge in criminal court. His lawyers argue that making him answer questions in the civil case would force him to testify about the same events that could land him in prison. So in the civil case,
What the fuck? But of course they are. I mean, am I crazy? Aren't they related? I mean, like, what the? of course, unless one fact is like on the past, like 2 or 3 years ago, I don't know, and another fact is now, and they want to use the same data, like assume that you was using fentanyl, for example, or I don't know how it's pronounced. I think it's like that. And to use that like as an excuse to put it brand new as if he was still using today in the case that he has open now, you know, like I don't know. I don't know if that is what is happening. I don't know why, but I'm finding everything about this very difficult to understand. And maybe I'm wrong
The
here.
victim side sends what's known as interrogatories. These are questions that he has to answer under oath. And these questions, of course, can open him up to much worse punishment in the criminal case. So in order for him to be able to effectively invoke his Fifth Amendment, he's saying, I can't answer these questions right now.
So answering questions in a civil case would force him to actually talk about the same events that could get him convicted in the criminal case. So, you know, like admitting to beating up someone on video. The move is legal and not unusual, but in Watson's case, it feels like another example of him running from the consequences of his own actions. And he's not just running from this case, he's also dragging out a divorce that's been going on for 4 years. Why? My guess is, if that case goes public, so does his finances. And that would be probably one of the first times that we kind of get the curtain pulled back on the finances of one of those alpha male gurus. Because, I mean, it is really hard to keep selling courses on the narrative that you're making millions of dollars a month when your divorce filings say otherwise. And that'll just continue to mess up Wes's brand because, you know, his business is offering people coaching classes on how to be more like him. And I mean, I don't know about you guys,
But wouldn't this also open a door to be misused as well? Soon enough, they would be targeting literally anyone, like selling literally anything online and stuff like that. I mean, unless I understood this wrong, I don't know. Because I know there is a lot of people selling shit online. And that's also why, because online courses and stuff like that got into discredibility, because there's a lot of people literally selling shit. But I don't know. I have no idea. I see this with this impression. I don't know. I think good people may reap because of this stuff in future. Like if they keep targeting, of course they would start targeting people like him, and then they would like open more the, you know, they would widen stuff more and get people that are actually not doing like nothing.
But I won't be buying any courses anytime soon from a dude sitting in a Bugatti saying like, hey guys, if you just pay me thousands of dollars, I too will teach you how to drive a Bugatti one day. Because
and also I come from the vision that like you're a grown-ass adult. You weren't supposed to let people manipulate you like that. Because when you try to protect everyone from everything like this, like you are creating what? Kids, like like 30 years old kids, like 40-year-old kids, like they don't have responsibilities for themselves, for their actions, for what they do, huh? Like, I don't know. I find this wrong. I think one thing if it's something related to kids, to children, and even so, the parents should be responsible for that, you know, for not allowing them to have contact with it. And after you grow up, it's on you. It's your responsibility to see and understand, no, I'm paying for this because I believe it works, or blah, 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 which we know it don't. But it's on you. It's your responsibility. It's your money. It's your time. The time you're putting on it. It's your choice to believe in all that. So I'm always against giving the taking more and more responsibility from the people and giving more and more like authority to the government to take care of things that are what is supposed to be our responsibility, you know. And this is one of the biggest problems we have nowadays. Like, for example, in my country, something big is happening now, and it's about like, I don't even know if it's a good idea to talk about this on YouTube, but my country is very well known, like worldwide. If it's not the top one, it's probably around the top 5 countries where most happens to have like problems with child abuse, like sexual abuse of kids, you know, like sexual tourism and all of this stuff. My country, it's not the first. I don't remember data now, but I bet my country is on the top 5 in the world of this. So people from all around the world come from here to like, well, how could I say that in a way that's not too much derogatory? I don't know. I better not talk too much deep into this matter because it's not the content of this video, and also YouTube clearly has a bias on it, and yeah, I better not say anything like that. So what's going on? One big online person here, like I think his name. I mean I know his name, but here he's known online as a YouTuber named Felka. He done a video talking about like. Not exactly like that, but indirectly adultization of kids, like kids being sexualized online by their parents and stuff to gain likes and money, you know? And he done a video like that, and at this moment, I think it has like 30 million views or something absurd like that. And now my government, after all of these years, like now, but because of their own interest, my government's trying to use this video to weaponize more like censorship on the internet. Like, with the excuse to defend the child, like the world is doing right now. Like, they are using this, that we already have all the tools here to protect and enforce the laws to happen. But now they are using Felka's video against society, like to censorship of everyone, you know. Again, they are taking responsibility from the parents that allowed such a thing to happen to their kids. They are taking like responsibility from the people that are actually consuming this, that were supposed to be treated like criminals. And really, literally, everything here was supposed to be so easy for them to discover because it's all happening online. It's all trackable. You know, it's very easy to discover who is behind this, who is interested in this and all of this stuff, but they just don't. Like, they prefer to like we always had all these tools. It's nothing new. Like literally everything that's happening here around this is nothing of this. It has been happening for like I risk saying even like 100 years or so or more. Like it's not even decades. So yeah, they are not interested in this, but no, they are using this as an excuse to, we gotta protect kids. Let's approve this law on Congress. Then we're gonna protect kids with this law. We will, you know, all this bullshit that's happening worldwide, but they are actually censoring everyone. Like they are about to do the same here. They are desperate to censor the internet in a way that I never seen here happening before. And they are using literally everything they can as weapons to censor everyone here, you know, to like make it their point to censor people. And people here, yeah, don't think people understand this because, like I say, the majority is always stupid. People do not understand this because they put children on the middle and people just believe it right away. That is for our protection, you know. Like, it's so fucking absurd. It's so fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry that I made this about my country. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Let's
you know, they all come
video.
across as grifters. It's just too vague information. I can't mindset my way into a Bugatti. That's just completely unrealistic. But I guess what he does prove is if you just sell enough courses, you too might own a Bugatti one day, at least temporarily, because we'll get into that as well. Because John Bravo also did a deep dive into the VIN number of Wes's car he likes to show off. the Bugatti. And a Miami dealer actually listed a red Bugatti with a very specific VIN number. That same VIN also belongs to Wes's orange Bugatti. That's not supposed to happen. You can't have two cars with the same VIN number because that's like, it's like your social security number, but for a car.
So I'm one of 60 that own a car like this on the planet.
I'm not
Alright,
sure
so
if
let's
I
take a look here. You
understood, but
guys
it
see
looks
this
like guys
red
in trouble.
Bugatti. It's in Miami, 5,300 miles, right? If you guys take a look here, all right, let me show you some more pictures. Well, look here at that VIN number. You see how it ends in 5050? Well, let me show you something. You see this right here, this Carfax? This is Wes's, also 2023 Bugatti. VIN number ends in 5050. But notice something. When you look in here, right? Look at the color. Orange, because that's Wes's orange piece, right? It's not red like that ad shows, right? And then also look, it's registered with that VIN number. It shows orange. So when you're looking at it, right? You're like, how could there be two Bugattis, right? With the same VIN number, but different colors.
And it gets so much worse because guess what? When Bravo actually called the dealer to ask what was going on here, the dealer literally admitted on tape that Wes told them to use his VIN on a red car to bait buyers because he didn't want his actual orange Bugatti to be shown online. Why, you may ask? Well, apparently because it would immediately be linked back to him. But unfortunately for him, it did either way.
The owner of this orange
Oh my
Bugatti is a
God,
very,
it's so
very
over.
private person. He doesn't like his business out there like that. So what he told us to do is, since we have that red one, he's just like, put my VIN on that red one, and if someone calls, offer them my orange one. But he doesn't want us actively listing his color, so he rather just see if anyone would be interested in his color, if anyone called for a Bugatti in general. But on the internet, he rather not have his specific color listed because there's only like 3 or 4 people in the whole world with that color.
Okay, so let that sink in. This man is photoshopping the color of a multi-million-dollar car to protect his Instagram clout. This dude is so insecure that he would rather confuse the Carfax system than have anyone think he's selling his Bugatti. To really sell the act, he's still posting daily like he's driving this Bugatti, tagging it, flashing the keys, all while quietly trying to dump it in secret. Imagine being so terrified of looking broke that you allegedly pull a VIN number shell game with a $5 million supercar. This isn't just like financial
Big guy,
desperation,
it's
it's
so
full-on
over.
luxury cosplay. At this point, if all of this is true, he's a complete lark. And it's
Luxury
exactly what you would
cosplay,
expect from a
very
guy
good.
whose entire brand is built on yelling, "I'm not broke," into a ring light while filing motions to stay out of court. So now he's stalling the criminal case, pausing the civil case, and trying to settle the divorce privately. And he's doing all of this while flexing watches and steering wheel emblems on Instagram like he's a 2017 SoundCloud rapper. But hey, there's a plea hearing at the end of August, and it'll probably be a not guilty plea because if he pleads guilty, he's going back to prison. And we know he does not want to go back to prison like any of us here. Who wants to go there? But that's exactly why you allegedly don't invite someone to your gym to beat them up. It just doesn't sound like a great idea. But either way, we're now looking at a timeline where his criminal case gets delayed, his civil
what the
case gets
fuck,
frozen,
Matthew?
his
What the
divorce stays buried, and his entire online persona keeps unraveling every time he opens up his mouth. Oh, and if the courts don't pause the civil case, Wes, he could be forced to either break Fifth Amendment or incriminate himself trying to defend his ego. Either way, the dude loses. And I guess this is just what happens when someone builds an entire empire screaming at people to take some accountability for their own lives, but just refuse to take any accountability themselves. So I guess Wes is currently just hitting that trifecta of legal disaster, financial exposure, and public self-destruction, all while filming it for everyone to see online. And look, I'm not rooting for anyone to go to prison, but I am rooting for the truth to come out. But shout out John Bravo for his research on this topic. I'll be linking his channel down in the description down below. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like on this video, and YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this one. So I'll see you.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my 5-tail fox tier member, Zalost, and my 3-tail fox tier members, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, and Radmuiel, for the incredible support to my work. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel live and grow with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. Yeah, oh my god, that's so... The guy is so cooked. What, how, why? Like, why he invited the guy to gin just to... What the fuck, man? What the hell? I don't think I understood everything about this, because the thing is, it's so ridiculous that it's even hard to understand. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check the links below. Pay to the squads, Goldfire and Tron. Support me so I can get the fuck out of my tree. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, don't forget to click in the video that will appear somewhere on this screen. That helps a lot. See you there. Bye.